think I would lead with the story before we get into the technique because, yes, in a short time, I'm going to give you the 3 steps to dissolve away stress. But before that, I think I would want you to say that, I mean, it's rather, I would rather want to say that when I was 30, everything was going great in my career, in my personal life, everything was going great, and suddenly it wasn't. And all of a sudden, I mean, in the sense, like, it was literally like one day I was healthy, happy, everything is great, and then the next day I start falling ill. And I was not just ill, I was severely ill, in the sense, I had to take medication for depression, for anxiety, for insomnia. My hormones started kind of going awry, and I even had some very strange diseases called like trench mouth, which was experienced in World War I because the stress levels were so high. So these are weird things where the regular bacteria in my mouth mutated just because my stress levels were so high that, it kind of changed my biochemistry. And these bacteria mutated, and it was literally eating away my flesh. I mean, it was scary, it was creepy, and it was not fun at all. And the weirdest thing was, even the doctors were not, aware of some disease like this, purely because they had not come across something like that. And thankfully, when I was a kid, I grew up in medical colleges, and in India, I had actually seen a case, while walking by, seen a case. And the fact is, a problem like this is the scent of it, or the stench of it rather, is so overwhelming and peculiar that once you smelt it, you'll never forget. And suddenly I realized that this is a problem I'm having. And I remember going and asking the doctor, do you think this is the problem? And she was quite surprised that, I could actually diagnose it. And anyways, that was the past. And as Maria mentioned, I used to work in brand consulting, and my specialty was behavior. All this led to this question about, what is it about my behavior that is making me unwell? And what is it about that I can do with my body, my breathing, my mind, that can actually make me well? Because all the problems that I was experiencing was there just in my mind, and it was wreaking havoc in my body. So that's where this whole interest in what is stress, how to become resilient to stress started. And the more I study about it, I mean, I have to say, the more I fall in love with my own body. Because when I look at my body, I see something phenomenal, so beautifully designed to constantly interact with the world out there, with the stimulus that is out there, whether you're going through a breakup, whether it's a, whether you get laid off, or whether your, work plans don't work out, whether your children are giving you stress, whatever it be, the stress is out there, or the good things out there, the body is constantly responding to it. And this response, if the body likes what is happening around you, then it's great. If it is not, then it tries to make sure that you survive. So everything that is happening in the name of stress is actually your body trying to make sure that you survive. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thought. And I don't think even my parents, everyone who's loved me, would do so much in the face of stress to just make sure that I survive. So I think, we all should maybe take a moment to just think about our body, how beautiful it is, and how much it does, how much it goes beyond what it can to help us survive. And to give a bit more understanding of what this entire mechanism is, I would ask you to just close your eyes and take a trip back with me in time. Let's go 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 years back. Human beings are there on Earth, and so is most of wildlife. And just imagine yourself standing on top of a little cliff. You can look at a little valley down below, and you can see a herd of deer. And as you look at this deer, they are grazing, they are having their food, the grass. And suddenly you can kind of see from their behavior that they are very alert. The ears perk up. The muscles are kind of tense. Even at a distance, you can see the difference. And these deer are kind of, their behavior has changed. They're no longer eating. And suddenly they start sprinting away. Just behind them is a tiger. Now, I want you to really go deeper. So, close your eyes if they are open. Just think about in terms of the deer. It knew something was off, it sensed danger, a threat, and immediately there was a lot of changes happening in the body in terms of the muscles becoming tense, in terms of the blood pressure increasing, in terms of the alertness going really, really high. To just make sure that your body, the deer's body, can survive. And it ran, it ran, it ran. Thankfully, the deer survived. And after a while, it realized that there is no danger further. And you can see all this that the deer is doing. It's kind of reached a spot where it's safe and it's almost imperceptible, but it kind of does a like it lets out a sigh. And it's a deer, so it actually just lies down, almost crashes down into the earth. And then there are these tremors going through the body, releasing the tension, the tightness in its muscles. And then just after that, the breathing starts to change. And after a while, it gets up, goes and finds its herd, and everything is back to good. And I would request you to open your eyes. At this point, I want you to think of how is it that our body responds to stress. This body was created hundreds of thousands of years ago when there was a real threat and it was short lived. You're constantly on the alert to check if there is danger. So, for instance, if you see a vine on a tree, there's a good chance that you would think that it is a snake. If you see something brown, there's a good chance that you would think that it's a lion and not just a rock. And if you did that, there was a better chance of you surviving. So, constantly, this body was looking out for danger. And now this body was also very special, very intelligent, and therefore it could eliminate, reduce, minimize a lot of the threat out there. And in the process, yes, it is terrible. We have actually killed off most of the wildlife out there. But it was purely the survival instinct. Now think of what is stress right now. We no longer are getting chased by a tiger, but instead we might have maybe a mortgage to pay, a client to make happy, or if you're in India, a very dangerous traffic situation, or maybe just a lot of noise, things that are kind of making your life unpleasant. Maybe it is really making it unpleasant. Maybe you think that it is making it unpleasant. Whatever it is, whether it's a thought or whether it is actually a tiger right in front of you, the response is the same. And one of the things that happen immediately is that your muscles start to tighten up. So the first thing that I want you to do is a bit funny. Okay. I want you to start with shaking out your hands. All right. So this is step one, that is release. Okay. So shake it out, shake it out. If you were an animal, there's a good chance that you would have maybe a claw, or you would go and you would be strong and you could actually hit or scratch another one so that you can be safe. So there is that instinct in our hand. Likewise, there is a lot stored in our mouth. Okay. And this is a part that we often forget. So I want you to do something very, very silly, but trust me, you're going to feel a lot better after it. All right. So that's going to be the shaking it out of your mouth. I'm going to continue speaking, but I want you to try and just shake it out by just making this funny horse like sound. All right. And I work with say women about 40, 50, and I work with children who've been abused. It's a sad thing that I've seen that, many of them are not able to do this. This is something we've all done as children. So let's give it a try. Let's keep doing this so that we can start releasing it from our mouth. Just like nails and talons, you might have had fangs if you were in the wild. So let's go and shake it out from our mouth. If you feel ready for it, I would request you to stand up and shake it all out. All right. I'm kind of not okay. So I'm just going to be here and I'm just going to shake it out with you. So just let's go ahead. I know you can't see my face, all right? So just go ahead and shake it all out. Let's do this for just 2 minutes more, all right? Please humor me and just go ahead and shake it all out. Maybe you can even bring your shoulders down. Maybe if you feel the urge, you can even kick a leg. Okay, so go ahead, shake it all out, shake it all out. Keep going, keep shaking it out. Deep breaths. Shake it all out because we never know when certain muscles are tensed in our body. Maybe because of reasons we know, maybe because of reasons we do not know yet. But then shake it all out. And then go ahead, sit. Sit and then make fists with your hands. Just a second. Let me just close your hands. Just a second. And yes, sit with your eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Make fists with your hands. Inhale deeply. And then release it out. Close your eyes and just breathe in slow and deep. Place hands on your abdomen so that you can feel the movement of your abdomen. As you inhale, the abdomen rises. As you exhale, the abdomen falls. Inhale, the abdomen rises. Exhale, the abdomen falls. Inhale very slowly. And now hold your breath. Exhale very slowly. And then hold your breath. Inhale very slowly. Hold your breath. Exhale very slowly. Hold your breath. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold your breath for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue slow deep breathing and tell your shoulders to relax. Tell your jaw to relax. Let the tongue be relaxed. Let the eyes sink into the socket. Relax your jaw. your tongue. Let the eyes be completely relaxed, sinking into the socket. And bring to your mind's eye someone you love, someone who loves you. Give them a hug and stay in that thought. They're hugging you, and you're breathing slowly together. And tighten that hug, feel their warmth. Maybe your heart starts to beat together. Maybe your breath synchronizes. And gently take your time. Breathe in and out. Come back into the present moment. The first part that we did was what I call release, to release it from the body. The second is to shift the breathing practices using your abdomen to slow down, to tell your body, to cue to your body that it is quite relaxing, it's quite safe. And just like in the animal kingdom, the third part where we really restore, because when we are stressed out, we produce cortisol, but when we really need to restore, we need something that women are so blessed with, oxytocin. And that often happens when we hug. So I would always say if you need just 3 steps, yes, if you need just 3 steps, then go ahead, release it. Then go ahead, do the slow, deep breathing and go for deep, deep hugs. I'd be happy to teach you a much longer session where we go deep into it. But I hope with just these 3 techniques, you're kind of going to have a lot of difference in your life. And Maria, just wanted to share a good news. So the medical college that has taken up my sleep intervention is Harvard Medical. So I'm really, really excited about it. Fingers crossed. And thank you all for your time. I know I have taken more than what is allotted to me. So thank you.